Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from the London Stadium. It was West Ham United 3, Manchester United 1. What a performance that was.
Great performance.
What a performance. Well, welcome Nick. What's down, Nick? In the cart and horses.
Home of Iron
I looked over, I thought Dan had had a rough game. I thought,
You mean he's got better looking? You know what I mean?
nah, mate, honestly, I wasn't expecting that performance. The way we started, like the first 10 minutes, we was just, they couldn't get the ball, Man United. And it's usually us chasing the ball, isn't it?
Yeah,
Against
you're
the
right.
top team.
Starting line-up.
Same against Everton.
Well done,
Do you
Scott.
want to actually go through it?
Was it really?
Same against Everton.
Yeah, go through it.
Fabianski in goal, Zabaleta right, Masuaku left, Balbuena and Diop in the centre. Midfield three of Obiang, Noble
Rice.
and Rice. With Yarmolenko, Anderson and Arnautovic as the attacking three.
Now, as you said, mate, it was a brilliant start, and I've been quite critical of Anderson of late. And
I wouldn't say you're critical, you just...
No, I just expected a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he come up with a good today because, well, I tell you what a goal that was.
Well, we said, didn't we, last week's show, we said he needs a goal. He needs a goal, and once he got that goal, for the rest of the game, he was just, wasn't he? He was all over the place.
Taken
What a
confidently,
finish.
weren't it? It's very confident.
What a finish. You know,
The
that
build-up
was-
play was brilliant, though.
Yeah,
The
Noble
ball
and Zabaleta.
Nobes to Zabaleta. Zabaleta saw that little run. He was running across, and he weren't going to miss from there,
Nah,
was he?
great finish.
To be honest, you watch it, the ball was such a good ball as well.
Yeah.
Pinpoint, perfect where you wanted it. And how many times we said so far this season, we get in positions like that and got no one in the box. We had someone in the box, we score. It goes to show. But
And that's because
you
he
say you
started
didn't
off more
expect us to
central,
start
didn't he?
like that. I expected it.
No, not that I didn't expect to start like, but usually when we come up against the big teams, sometimes we don't start fast, or we
bit
sort of grow
cagey.
into the game. But no, for the first 10, 15 minutes, Man United couldn't get the ball.
Yeah.
And even when we went one up, we could have gone up the other end and got another one.
Yeah, I think we dominated for at least 20 minutes. At least 20
Before they really started to get into the game, I thought it was all West Ham, and we was comfortable. I thought, I'll be honest with you, all game, apart from they had that little spell when they scored their corner and all that, and they had the little 10 minutes after, I didn't feel under threat by Man United. And that's, I'll tell you what, like we're talking a little bit about him, Jose Mourinho, he must be really fearful today that he's going to get the sack.
We said it last week, didn't we, on the show? We said if he has a bad week, and he had Wolves at home, draw, lost the derby in the cup, and there's a heavy defeat for Man United today. It's a heavy defeat, and it wouldn't surprise me, mate, if he's sacked.
It was a good time to play him, weren't it?
Yeah.
Obviously with the Sky Sports footage of the old Pogba incident, you know what I mean? But he put faith in him and put him on the pitch.
I think he does.
They had a good team.
I don't want to talk too much about him because I think it will take away from the West Ham performance. But he does that, doesn't he? When he goes into clubs, I don't think he likes to have some players to have the spotlight.
No.
And Paul Pogba is the modern footballer personified, isn't he? He's just absolutely everything about a modern footballer. The flashiness.
Well, not
the
only that,
haircuts, the clothes.
his ego went up more because he won the World Cup in the summer.
Yeah,
yeah, Mourinho don't like that. He wants to be the main man, doesn't he? But let's just concentrate on
I
West
still think
Ham.
it was a good time to play him. You know what I mean? It did us no harm. You know what I mean? We're coming back off a good performance and a win before that at Everton and Chelsea. You'd have taken 4 points for them. You'd have taken it. So it was a good time. We were up for it. Do you know what I mean?
I remember post-match Pint Wolves when we was all like deflated after the 1-0 loss, and we all turned around and said West Ham will probably pick up points where we don't expect them to, and we've gone to Everton away, got 3 points, Chelsea at home point, and beat Man United at home.
And to be fair, that Chelsea at home should have been 3.
And not only that, the Macclesfield win during the week, 8-0. I mean, that's a massive confidence boost just for the club, for everyone.
that's it for the
No,
squad.
that's 11. What's that? 11 goals in 2 games for West Ham. I don't think we had 11 shots in the first 4 games.
It actually is starting to feel like we're an actual football team.
We're slowly getting our identity back
Yeah,
on the pitch.
what I think Pellegrini worked on in that international break was the back 4 and just that midfield trio. Declan Rice coming in has just completely changed it. And you've got Obiang and Noble in there, and Noble looks a totally different player, doesn't he?
My man of the match by a long way
country
today.
mile.
I thought he was absolutely. He had Pogba in his pocket. Pogba couldn't turn without him being up his arse.
He put in a few good tackles early. You know, let them know he's there, and that's what you got to do.
He was everywhere today. Absolutely everywhere.
I think the man management of Pellegrini's got to come into it somewhere as well. Along where he's stuck with players and put them in. Rice is a different player at the moment, as in he was always good, but he seems so composed. We were talking. We both said. Like Carrick, you know what I mean?
So he reminds me of a lot.
You know, but he's composed when he gets the ball. We're shouting shoot. I don't know if you heard the crowd.
Well,
every time we got the ball, goes,
well, we said that. Yeah, it reminded us of Carrick
control.
because Carrick used to do the same. He didn't used to shoot either. He always used to look for that pass. But listen, if he ain't in a position to shoot, I know we all want him to score. You know, I think Nicky said.
Is that why we keep on saying it? Because I've never seen him score a goal.
No, he's never scored, has he?
No,
So
I think it's just in the positions he's getting. And we can see the opening. You think, have a dig here. Do you know what I mean? Have a pot. But he's not. He's playing for the. He's got his rule, Pellegrini rule. He knows what his job is, and he's sticking to it. I'll tell you what. For me, it's Pellegrini. This he did it at City. I remember they were saying at City when he was at City, it was like 4 or 5 games before he did anything. 4 or 5 games. We were all doom and gloom. I was really doom and gloom.
we all was.
You know what I mean?
I mean, when we was walking to the pub, we was talking about the first 4 games. When you look at it, we had 2 difficult games. It was Liverpool away, Arsenal away. We lost last minute against Wolves, and we was 1-0 up against Bournemouth. So things could have been totally different. But now, since we've come back from that international
not only
break,
that, if you think about them, what the fuck is that?
Diesel train, freight train.
Choo choo. If you think about them that loss to Wolves and to Bournemouth, they're not exactly mugs, are they? They've gone on and had really good seasons.
Bournemouth are an established Premier League team now, and Wolves are flying.
And we've said there isn't an easy game in the Premier League anymore. You know, and today he shows it. You know, and the Chelsea game showed it. Chelsea were flying, and then we go nick a draw off them, and probably if Arnie was playing, we probably would have won that game.
As you just mentioned him now, massive boost having Arnie back today. The running he does. He didn't really have a lot of opportunities, but the running he does and the positions he gets in, he's strength. He worries them. He worries their back
It's the way he can hold a player off.
How long's that train?
He can hold a player off like he's not there, and not only that, he's got that quick turn of pace.
But also that's it. That's the thing.
He's hustling all the time.
Him as an all-round player, he's skillful, he's strong, and he's quick. And that's what makes him an handful for defenders, because you don't know how to set up against him. You know, you're setting up against Andy Carroll. You know he's big, he's good in the air, he's strong. But he's not going to skip past you. So you can set up. But Arnie, he's got all of it in his locker.
He bullies them, doesn't he? He worries them, and that's a good thing.
I'm telling you now, right? I don't care about Twitter polls and all this. He's the best player outside the top 6.
He's definitely up there.
He's the top player. I don't care about Zaha and all this. He's the top player outside the top 6.
Consistently as well.
Yeah. We've just got to keep the.
But that's weird, isn't it? Because for Stoke, that is all I ever heard.
I think it's what you've got around you as well. I mean, we've got so much quality around us now, haven't we?
I was just thinking that it's not just the Arnie show for me.
No,
it's the team. I think Zaba's having a fucking quarter season so far.
Today he was
unbelievable. Again, but last game we were saying how fast he ran and all that. What he's putting in.
Well, I think it was the 93rd minute. He's still chasing Luke Shaw down, wasn't it?
Definitely it was the team, isn't it? It's definitely the team for me, and that's shining for Arnie's got the team round him.
And it's nice that it looks like now we've got a comfortable centre back pairing in Balbuena and Diop. Because Diop, for me today, that tackle he done on, I think it was Lukaku.
Balbuena as well. You know, people. I've not called him. I saw him in the pre-season. I thought he's got something in him.
And
do you know what I mean? He's just composed. He's got to get used to playing in England.
And Masuaku for me today. You know, defensively he was solid. You know, he played really well going forward. And today he was working back as well. Yeah. When he was losing it up there, usually he strolls back, but today he was really getting back.
I can't knock him, can you?
No, you can't knock anyone.
Having Rice in there playing that holding role takes a lot of pressure off the Masuaku and Zabaleta. If they get caught forward, they now know there's cover.
He can drop
where before they never used to be.
But also they took Yarmolenko off, didn't they? I like the way he's playing, to be honest, the way he's putting the shift in.
Yarmolenko,
the link up play.
He might not be getting the ball. He's running and all that.
But the link up play between him and Arnie today, and for the past few weeks since he's been starting, it's been unreal.
And one other thing as well is that when you've got a centre back pairing who are playing so well, the confidence they've got, knowing they've got Fabianski behind them. You know, he was unbelievable today.
The season now,
that save he pulled off from Fellaini in his header, and not only that,
all the time.
Not only that, mate, just the way he comes out and claims the ball. He's not afraid to get in there and mix it up.
Back when he was at Arsenal, you know, he used to flap across.
Flapianski, they used to call him.
And them crosses he took today under pressure as well. You know, he plucked them out of the air. It was important times in the game when he done it.
And you
it's just
think
the
about
stuff like that.
players that they've got that can head a ball,
Yeah,
Man United.
that's what I mean.
Fellaini, Lukaku.
Pogba.
The units,
Pogba.
isn't there? There's all there's a lot of height there, isn't there?
And
He commands that goal area totally, doesn't he?
But it's just a massive confidence boost, isn't it? I mean, we've got Brighton on Friday, then we've got before the international
I
break, we've
can't
got
see
Tottenham.
anything but a win at Brighton.
No. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be a tough
Brighton
game.
and Brighton are a different kettle of fish.
They took 6 points off us last season.
Yeah, I know
Scored 6
that,
goals.
At the minute, the way we're playing, and the thing is as well, what's a good thing as well, you've got people to come off the bench. You know what I mean? Like there's options on the bench.
People coming back from injuries,
people
Lanzini,
coming back from injuries, and all
Carroll,
that.
Reed.
Antonio coming off the bench, he's a unit, no.
Yeah.
You get me for the last 5-10 minutes.
Tell me, a year and a half ago, Nick, if you'd have turned around and said Antonio's on the bench, what you'd have said?
Yeah, he was supposed to play.
Yeah,
when
he was
saying,
like,
"No, you got
nah,
put in."
Not only that,
It's
you've
stupid.
got a player like Snodgrass who, when he come on today, he did not stop running. And Nicky said it, he could become like a sort of John Moncur type, fans' favourite player.
I tell you what, he's turned us over, hasn't he? He's turned us all round now.
What I love about him, Nick,
He's pro, mate.
He went on loan, he come back, whatever Sullivan said about him, he's come back pre-season, he's got his head down, he's worked hard, he got 2 goals the other night, and every time he's come on this season, he's put in a shift.
See, the thing is, he's the type of player that when you want to see out a game, you want a worker to come on.
And he puts in tackles as
that's
well.
it. He can tackle, he's decent on the ball, and he's quick.
I used to wonder what's going to happen when Lanzini comes
quick
back,
enough.
though, isn't
He's
it?
not quick.
He's quick enough.
Where are you going to put Lanzini when he comes back, though, through fitness? You know
Good
what I mean?
headache to have, though, mate.
Left back.
There's some players that ain't even making the bench. That's the
That's the depth of the squad.
But we ain't had this for a long time, and this is why you've got to take things like the Carabao Cup serious, because we've got that such squad depth that we can, the squad we had out the other night was really decent.
I'll tell you what about that, though, as well. Pellegrini, the young kid had a cracking Carabao Cup. What's his name?
Diagana.
Right. And he's rewarded him.
he's
So
on
he
the
started
bench.
on the bench and he came on.
Yep.
And
You know what I
that's
mean?
one thing Pellegrini said, he's going to look at the youth and work with them, and that's a good thing.
But you know what that does? Because, like, if you look at the regimes before, you look at Allardyce, he's not interested in the kids whatsoever. I don't know what he thinks the youth system's there for. He's one of them people that always wants to buy in. Bilic, he didn't really get a chance, did he, to implement any kids? He could have done. He
brought in Reece Oxford.
But
he had that one good game.
it was sort of a false change and all that. Moyes is never going to give the kids a chance because there was too much at stake for him.
To be fair to Moyes, he had a relegation battle.
Yeah,
in his hand,
there was
didn't
too
he?
much at stake for him. Now, playing in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday night, and then one of them playing so well that he forced himself onto the bench today. When they go in Monday morning, the kids are going to be bouncing because they're going to be thinking, right, he's made it.
Well, that's
my turn.
exactly right. There's a lot of
Puts
talent.
a bit of positivity around the club.
It also helps the youngsters improve because they know, like I said, they know they're in with each other. They've seen one do it, now they've seen another one do it. They know there's a chance there.
And it shows as well that
bringing them into the side and not throwing 10 of them into the same side and their way out of their depth. It's bringing them in around seasoned players.
And Diagana, if he gets in that first team squad and he's on the bench a few more games and he performs, you ain't got to go out and spend 20 million on a player in January when you've got someone like that there.
Yeah.
We've got a talented youth system.
Second goal was a stroke of luck.
Yeah, look, it come off of
Look, he shifted himself into a position. I mean, he had about 40 players around him, and he shifted, and he tried to do that thing what he done against Everton, which is shift past a couple and bend it in a corner.
Yeah.
But he's hit someone and he's just absolutely wrong-footed De Gea, and he had no chance really, did he?
But that's the thing. That's why you hit a shot when there's a crowd.
Yeah.
You don't know where it's going to go. What I've seen on the replay, I think his shot was going wide. It may have curled in, don't know. But at the end of the day, he's hit the shot, created a chance himself, and we've got a bit of luck for a change.
After the first 4 games, we need a bit of luck.
Exactly.
We need something,
Exactly.
something to go our way for once, and it has. And you're 2-0 up at home against Man United. What you dream of, isn't it? When you wake up in the morning before a big game.
I think it's unbelievable.
Getting at half time.
Yeah, they come out. They had a little bit of a spell in the second half at the beginning, as you'd imagine.
Had a lot of ball. A lot of the ball.
Yeah, a lot of the ball second half. But they got in a corner, which look, I ain't seen no replays of that.
Yeah.
But that weren't a corner.
Well, from where we sit,
No,
it didn't look like a corner.
Wasn't a corner.
Wasn't a corner.
Wasn't a corner.
But
and I said to,
Hang on. Was it one that come off from Masuaku?
no, it was
Zabaleta.
Yeah, it come off of Martial's legs. I saw
Yeah,
it.
We're in the corner, that one, yeah.
But I said to them, because they brought on a couple of subs, I said, they score here, this is going to be an injustice. What happened? Hit it near post. One time we fell asleep all game. And
good finish from Rashford.
It was a great finish, yeah. It was a great finish. But
was there anyone on the post?
That's what I see. I said
I
that
think it
with
was.
Dan, and Dan said Masuaku was on the post.
I didn't see
there
him.
wasn't
There wasn't
I
anyone
see.
on the post, I don't think.
But they got back in it, and I thought, here we go. But it was a bit like Everton. Like Everton last week. They got that thingy, they had a bit more of the ball, then we got hold of the game, we just said, nah, fuck this, I'm not having this. And,
which is good because,
because
West Ham of old would have then
we would have
sat
sat back
to
for the,
see
we'd have
out
sat
the win.
back to see it out.
Yeah.
But we attacked them and Arnautovic. I mean, Martin Noble today, he was man of the match, as we said, but that ball he played in for Arnautovic, the way he just stood there waiting for Arnautovic to get back on side, looking for that little run, and he's played a through ball through, and Arnautovic, it's great finish, great finish.
he just looked like he had so much time.
His composure was good. He was waiting for De Gea to go down, and he
commit,
did.
yeah.
And we're 3-1 up. Game
And
over.
The person you wanted in that position in our squad,
Arnie.
that falls to probably someone like Antonio who misses it. I think
It's going off, isn't it? It's going out. It's going in the crowd.
But Arnautovic with his composure, the way he's in front of goal. So the only other person in that squad who you want in that position is Hernandez, because you know nine
And
times
that's
out of
another
100
player we
score.
haven't mentioned yet, who's going to be back for Brighton.
Exactly.
The squad.
The
It excites me a
so
bit.
good. But the problem is like you said, where do these players fit? Winston Reid doesn't get back in that back line.
But maybe they don't.
Maybe they don't, and maybe they've got to sit there and get their chance.
Yeah, by the time.
So many people-
change the winning.
Oh, of course not.
you
There's
can't.
too
Don't
many,
touch
there's
it,
too
really.
many
Don't
people
touch
in our team, and I'm going to put Winston Reid in this category, that have walked in our team with no
Because
questions
they've had no
asked.
competition.
Yeah.
Now they've
That's
got
why.
competition.
Yeah, Andy Carroll walked in our team with no questions. So I can't see him getting back in the squad.
Same as I said on the fan cam with Mark Noble. He sees that we've got so much talent now. He's got to up his game.
Exactly.
So everyone in there has got to up their game. Masuaku, because he's got Creswell breathing down his neck. Zabaleta's got Fredericks.
Yeah.
You know, you've got
Balbuena,
Wilshere to come back. You've
Diop,
got
of course,
Lanzini to come
Balbuena.
back. You've got Carroll to come back.
That's it.
Exactly.
Hernandez.
You're going to win the league. No, I'm joking.
But no, that's the thing. The depth of our squad is probably the best we've had for a
And
long
if you want
time.
to, do
Long
things
time.
in football, that's what you got to have.
I'll be honest with you, that Everton result, I said to these boys a couple of weeks ago, that Everton result had to go our way, because the confidence would have been really gone if it hadn't.
Yeah.
Like 5 on the spin, I think we would have been in trouble.
So after that Wolves performance, something happened. As I said, when you look back to the Arsenal game before that,
It's magic.
no, you look back to the Arsenal.
I
the
reckon
performance
Pellegrini
was
gave him a good hiding in
but
the
we didn't
change
get the
room.
result. And then the
I
Wolves
heard
performance was
that
terrible.
there was a massive fallout.
Yeah, because you've got to remember Noble was on the bench that game, and he went in there and said a few words after. There was a few words said between a few players. Then they had the break, and everyone went away, got their
Thought
heads
about
cleared.
it, yeah.
Pellegrini went to Chile. I know we give him a bit of stick for doing that, but look, it's worked out well.
If they go into the, we've all been change room environments. You go in, there's ways of having of pulling it up. So whenever Noble's gone in, or Yamalenko, whoever it was, not Yamalenko, it was Arnautovic, have gone in and given it. They must have done it in the right way.
I think
there must
it's
be
good.
criticism as well as praise, and they've sort
Yeah,
of
it's refreshing.
they've worked on it, because it's worked. I don't see any bitterness on the pitch at the
No,
moment.
no.
You know what I mean?
The team look together.
There's no
Look
egos
together.
on that pitch. There's a team. You can see there's a team building.
Even when the ball gets missed or shot off, there's no. I've seen less shaking of heads of Arnautovic.
Yeah.
That's that. I hate that. When they're shouting at each other, going, "Give it me," and all that. You know what I mean? And you think, so they've probably cleared a lot of air. Be interesting to know what was said, but.
Anderson starting to get into his stride.
He's come straight from Brazil. I think it was unfair, the criticism he got. Not Brazil, he come from Lazio. Sorry.
It was the price tag. That's
Yeah.
why he's getting the criticism.
What was that
You
goal?
take
What was that
price
goal
tag
worth?
away. Yeah.
I'm sorry, the composure and
The finish.
just the confidence of being able to
flair
do
to
that.
be
As we've
Flair
said,
to do
there's
it.
been
We haven't
great-
watched it. I haven't watched it back. Have you seen it back?
No.
But I just saw what I saw with my eyes.
There's been greater players than Anderson that have struggled to settle in the Premier League. It was always going to take a bit of time, but hopefully now that goal will give him a lot of
give him that.
confidence.
But for me now, we can't afford to rest on our laurels now.
No.
That's a great performance, but that performance we need now to put into the Brighton game.
Yeah, we need to-
and show we can do it against
Everton.
Got Tottenham at home
the
again,
lesser
then after that, haven't we?
sides,
Yeah,
you
we've
know.
got Everton. When we played Everton, we upped it against Chelsea,
Yep.
and we've upped it again today. So now we need to up it against Brighton,
Right.
and then Tottenham home we need to up it again.
We
Because that's
can't,
going to be a
we can't
difficult
afford to look at the game and think, right, it's only Brighton, they're not a big club, we can't afford to do that. And in the past we have done that. We've got to approach the Brighton game as if it's Man United, as if it's Tottenham, as if it's Chelsea, and proper go for them.
But after this, at a Tottenham game, the game's become a little bit easier.
On paper, yeah.
On paper,
Yeah,
and that's where we can't rest our
Switch
laurels.
off,
I think that's where the mistakes
I think
get made
from-
by
I
us.
think
We've got
from-
away to Leicester, Newcastle.
I think after the international break, I think we've only got Man City. I think in between that and the end of November,
Yeah.
and I think we've got teams like Leicester, Burnley, Huddersfield, Newcastle. So they're all winnable games. But then again, them teams be looking at it as we're a winnable
exactly.
game.
We don't really do well at Leicester away in recent years.
We won there last year.
Yeah, Newcastle away's been
Yeah.
not one of our best hunting grounds.
They done well at Leicester away, won it last year. Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. We won there last year, but previous.
No, I know what you
we've
mean.
struggled there. Newcastle, we don't always play too well. So these are the turning points we've got to improve on.
We've got to pick up points off of the teams around us, and anything against the top teams is a bonus.
Exactly.
We played a lot of the top teams now.
Yeah.
As well.
And maybe it was the right time to play each team when we played them. All right, we got spanked by Liverpool, but
Well, it can't have been because we've lost
No,
all four.
but no. What I'm saying is we've got them out of the way early.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Liverpool are
I
going
know
to
what you
beat
mean.
other teams at Anfield.
The thing
by
is,
that
the
score
teams
line.
below us now
They've won
still
every
got to
game.
play. I think Crystal Palace
That's
have
it.
got to play them
The
sort
big
of
sides,
teams
yeah.
now. So
They've won every game, Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying.
and Chelsea did until we played them.
I think nevertheless, Man United, like I said earlier, it was a good time to play them. It's still Man United, and you still look
Yeah.
at their team and you're thinking, shit, you know,
much
We,
money
we
they've
were
got in
sitting
that
up
team.
there and we was looking at their fans and we was thinking, how must they feel to see what they've seen over the last 20 years to what they're watching now?
But then they blindly support Mourinho.
Yeah, but
They blindly support
I'll
him.
be honest with you.
They
They
think it's-
need to get used to it because
but
they ain't winning no titles in the next 10 years.
They think it's their chairman and all that. Their chairman gives the geezer the money. You can't say he ain't had the money. You can't go out and spend like in the instance of Bailey, right?
does that run out after 30 minutes?
Dan. Still going.
In the instance of Bailey, yeah, he goes and spends whatever.
fucking giving me an edit to do, Scott, for no reason.
Sorry, it was a train. That's why I thought we'd stop for the train. That's why I thought I'd shout it.
Nah, carry on.
Keep an eye on.
No,
Leave it in.
this. Well, he goes out and spends whatever he spends on. I think he was about 30 million quid.
Yeah.
Bailey, yeah. Look, don't hold me to that because I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he was about 30
Got to be
million
around
quid.
that, innit?
And he goes, no, it's not good enough. Give me another 50 million quid. You know what I mean? You can't just do that. You know what I mean? And that's why the types of somebody was having. I was having not an argument, but somebody was talking about the Chelsea game the other day, and they was talking about something, and I said something about Abramovich's money, and they're saying that we spent 100 million quid, and we're celebrating a draw like we've won the league. And all this, and I was like, you spent £1 billion since Abramovich came in back in 2005 or whatever. And and he said, tell me a team that's won by youth. Man United were built on youth under Ferguson.
That was
Do you know what I mean? They made superstars. West Ham, like we never won anything. I'm not saying we won anything.
We made enough young
but we
players
made enough
for other
young
teams
players
to do things.
that
Leeds got in the Champions League semi-final with youth players.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's saying, oh no, but it's not all made up of youth. I said, yeah, but people have been buying players since the 1900s.
But that was it. You look at the success that United had with youngsters. They brought youngsters in and built them around decent seasoned pros. You know, so
That's
they
how
learn
you
from
bed
him.
youngsters
Exactly,
in.
that's how
You
got
bring
to
them
do it.
in with seasoned pros that are going to put their arm around them if they make a mistake.
That's it.
You know, look at that time when Big Sam chucked them all out against Nottingham Forest. He ruined all their careers.
Exactly.
None of them players now play for us, do they?
No, all left.
They've all left the club.
And some of them, you know, are now
Dropped out of football.
yeah, and others are building their careers back up with lower league
lower
sides.
league.
But you know, for me, Man United now are no different tactically or performance-wise than they were under David Moyes.
I'll be honest.
They've just spent hundreds of millions of pounds.
Watching Man United today reminded the way we played last season.
Yeah,
Just the way they
Yeah.
played. They
You
was
can't
hoofing it.
negative football.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they, as I said, they blindly. He's a big name. They blindly back him. They hated Moyes. Imagine if that had happened under
They hate
Moyes.
Van Gaal. There was no the
Yeah.
style of football was completely the same.
Anyone that replaced
Oofball, that's all
Ferguson,
it
they
is.
was gonna. I think the only
But
manager
why do they
was
back
probably
this geezer?
because he's
a name.
Mourinho, isn't he?
Because he's a name.
All they've got to worry about is when he goes in the morning, they've got
They're
Allardyce
plastic. They're
and
so
Moyes
plastic.
to run
I hate them, man.
Imagine Allardyce at
They are.
United.
They are so. They are so plastic. It's unreal. They. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think Moyes is a good manager, but he coming off the back of an Everton spell then, which was thought was a very good manager. They slagged him off. They slagged off Van Gaal. Mourinho comes in. What's he changed?
The problem
we
with,
spent 300, 400
the problem
million
that
quid.
David Moyes had is he took over from Ferguson.
Yeah.
It was whoever took over that job was always going to be tough to do.
But why do they back Mourinho? I don't understand it. Mourinho hasn't attacked a team since he had Arjen Robben in his side back at Chelsea. He hasn't gone at a team since then. Honestly, he hasn't. Everything he's managed Real Madrid, right? And I know he's won trophies, right? But look at the teams he's won the trophies with. Yeah, some of the best teams in the world. He goes to Real Madrid. Every time they played Barcelona, they put 10 men behind the ball.
You could say the
He
same.
had the likes of Bale, Ronaldo, fucking. Who else did he have in his team? Benzema, fucking Modric. All them players that can really play football. Goes to Barcelona. He wants to kick them up in the air and sit behind the ball. What is that? What football is that? That ain't football. And they set up today. They come to West Ham with three defensive midfielders.
That's football that he criticised.
Fellaini's his fucking favourite player. Fellaini.
I know.
He wouldn't even get in our team. Honestly,
Yeah,
that's a fucking joke.
that's why I'm saying about Man United fans. I mean, they turn up to Old Trafford now and they have to watch that.
Good.
When down the
Well, they
years,
deserve the punch.
down the years they've turned up and seen the likes of Beckham, Scholes, Giggs, attacking players.
It's a transition that
Van
they're going
Nistelrooy and players like that. I mean, they've got Lukaku up front. Lukaku is a great player, but he looks isolated, doesn't he? He's got no one up there with him. He
Exactly.
can't.
That's the thing,
I don't
mate.
think he can play up top on his own.
No.
And this is why I don't understand when the talent of Rashford should not be working with him up there. I'd love
Lukaku's
Rashford
not the
at
same
West
player,
Ham.
mate, at the moment. What was it? We had a stat, didn't we, with Lukaku? I think he's had 11 games against West Ham. He scored 11 goals.
Yeah.
He didn't score today, did he? You know
I
what I mean?
said to Nicky, I'd take Rashford in January at West Ham. I think
I like
Rashford.
Rashford.
I think Jamie Carragher is bang on about Rashford, and as an England fan, I want to see him playing week in, week out. He could go and play at any club and be up top. But he's not going to get the chance at Man United. Come to West Ham. Listen, Rashford can go on and he can be a top striker. But
Mourinho doesn't know how to manage
Jamie
kids.
Carragher put it right.
Like
He said,
youngsters.
"Don't turn him into another Danny Welbeck." Danny Welbeck had all the talent when he was younger, and he got put out on the left. And it's the same for Arsenal. He can't even get in Arsenal's first team now.
Rashford's a brilliant player. I want to see him playing up top. He can play up top for a lot of teams. But I think.
But would he get in our team though?
Well, I don't think so in front of Arnie, but he definitely.
He's a talent.
Play,
He's a talent.
But it might encourage the types of Rashford or Martial or players like that who are still young that have got a whole career ahead of them. It might make it look maybe I should go and play for a West Ham for a couple of years.
This is what I don't
Man
get with
United
young
fans in our age bracket, right? Not Nick's, but in the 30s. I'm joking, mate. But no, you look what they've witnessed, and now they sit there and they're watching Man City down the road dominate. It must be hard for them to do, and they see them with a player. It's.
Well, a lot of my mates, I live up there, and a lot of my mates who are season ticket holders at Old Trafford, most of them aren't renewed. They haven't renewed about 3 years.
Yeah.
They've all sort of gone, you know what I mean?
Plastic.
They're not plastic, they're just probably fed up.
They really had no, and these were
Fed up
home
with
and
what?
away boys.
They've seen 20 trophies.
Yeah, but
in
that's
the
what I'm
last
saying.
20 years.
Maybe they've been spoiled.
They're
with it,
spoiled,
mate.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are
That is the
spoiled.
thing. Yeah, that is
Well,
the
look at
thing.
Arsenal fans. They were spoiled, weren't they? Like
They're
during the
a
early
bigger bunch of
2000s.
cunts as this lot.
Do you know what? Football's changed, though, isn't it? Football changes every 10 years. There's always somewhere.
Yeah, you
it
always
goes
get
off
that
on
domination.
one.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
United, Arsenal, United, City now, Chelsea.
And
Chelsea
styles,
City.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it changes, done it all the time. And I think
Leicester
a lot
for that little bit.
And with Blackburn.
Yeah,
And,
but-
but a lot of them, a lot of my age goodbye now, but they don't like the football. They don't like watching the football.
They wanna be
Like you said,
attacked.
they like to see the attacking football. They like to see
Attack, as they sing. They were singing it today.
Yeah, and because they're missing it, they've spent the damage out. Whereas, like I've called myself many a time on here, I'm a dickhead because we're shit and I keep coming. Do you know what I mean? Because you just
But
get
the thing
used
is,
to it.
it's for times
That's
like
why you got to
today,
enjoy the
why
glory.
you come.
That's why you got to enjoy the glory when you get it.
That's what gets me. Is you get all these fans who support the big clubs who have got the big money, and they criticise us when we win a game.
When we win a
You
game against
celebrate
them.
like it's your cup final. It's not.
That was a
we
cup
haven't-
final for me today.
We haven't
3-1 against Man
That's it,
United.
but we haven't got that big
You know what I
massive
mean?
money.
Well, do you know what? When the Chelsea, I watched a lot of the Chelsea fan reactions back, and they're saying we're celebrating. What they don't realise, if they had watched our first 4 games, we're not celebrating a draw against Chelsea. We're happy with a performance and a point against a team that hasn't lost all season and have scored every game, and we've stopped them. These Chelsea fans are more plastic than anything. So I don't even listen. They've got no history. That we know that they bang on. 2003 they was formed under the Russian boy. We all know that. Fuck them. I don't like Chelsea.
But you're saying that, and the
Turning
thing
into a right slanging match today.
But
no. But I didn't like the reactions from certain people, especially 100% Chelsea who they had on there. I mean, they're calling us
88.8% Chelsea now, boy.
They're calling us all that. You know, it's wrong. You know, we're not celebrating. They haven't come here and scored. They didn't beat us at Stamford Bridge last year. They didn't beat us here last year.
And that's the thing. What you've got to remember with Chelsea fans, you need to split Chelsea fans into 2 eras. You've got the old school that were there when they were in Division 2, and then you've got the
There weren't
modern
many
day
of them.
fans.
I can fucking tell you that one up
That's
there.
it. And then you've got the modern day fans. It's the modern day fans who sit there and say, "Oh, you're celebrating that you got a 0-0 draw," you know, because all they've seen is the money. That's it. They've not been at the club when the club's down at the bottom. And that is the same with a lot
That's
of
right.
fans.
When Roman decides he's had enough,
Well, Roman can't get him back in the country, so he might have to sell him
When
off.
he
But
decides he's
anyway,
had enough.
you know what? Forget Chelsea, forget United. Let's just concentrate on West Ham. 3 points at home against Manchester United.
Right.
We went up to 12th, I think, since the
Well, we'll see the
kick-off.
results later
But
on,
7 points, 3 points behind Manchester United. I got slagged off for saying that. Yeah, behave. That didn't work out. Someone couldn't work out that was right. But we're 3 points behind Man United. And if I'd have said that after we lost against Wolves, if I'd have turned around and said to you, we're going to beat Everton, draw with Chelsea, beat United, you would have probably hit me.
now, when you look at the games, this is the position I thought we'd be in. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Sorry.
When you look at the games, the way the games panned out, if you got to this point in the season, I'd have said 7 points, 8 points would have.
Well, when you look at the teams that we had, you know, when you're at the beginning of the season, the fixture list come out, you got Liverpool away, Arsenal away, United at home, Chelsea at home,
and we had
Everton away.
We had a good go at Arsenal.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I don't see Arsenal as a game that we should have lost. You know, I see that as a game that you've got to go at Arsenal, because Arsenal ain't the Arsenal.
No, but it's typically what happens at the Emirates. We're on top. They go 2-1 up, then we back. Then they just get.
It was a loss of Arnie that done us there. But should we finish up?
Yeah, I'm happy, mate.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that. You got any other business? Give
no.
Declan Rice a contract.
Give him a contract today.
Massive
Pay him
performance.
enough and pay him a bonus and go and buy himself a nice
Just give him
Lamborghini
anything
or a
he
Mercedes
wants.
or
Remember, like when Gazza signed for Spurs, he wanted a sunbed for his sister, a car for his dad, an holiday for his mum.
Yeah, good.
Give Declan Rice what he wants. Give him Scott.
The thing is,
Give him Graham.
look,
Where's Graham?
in terms, I was having a good think about this last night. Right? Are the West Ham board? Yeah. And I can't see this. Are the West Ham board going to be so stubborn as to not give a guy that plays week in, week out in our first team and plays out of his skin week in, week out, £40,000 a week? Because in today's market, a Declan Rice is worth 40 million quid at his age.
Listen now, mate. Right?
They paid £50 million for Martial.
Yeah,
Declan Rice will get a new contract. Declan Rice is happy at the club.
Yeah.
There's no need to rush it.
No.
He will get sorted. Declan Rice will still be a West Ham player. He'll get a 5-year deal.
Just reward him.
Yeah, reward
the
him.
board don't want to make the same mistake they made with Oxford.
The thing
By
is,
giving
But
him
he's
a
playing in the
contract-
first team.
No, but by giving him
He
a
played
contract too
30
early.
something games in
I
the
think-
first
I
team.
think-
He's
I
played
think-
about
now-
5 this year.
I think
might be
social
the
media
name
make
to
it a
give
lot worse than what it actually is. You know, people on there.
Yeah,
Declan
well.
Rice is comfortable. He'll be all right. He'll be a West Ham player, and he will get his rewards.
All right, brilliant. Should we finish up there?
Let's do that.
Thank you very much for joining us on this week's edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match Pint. We'll be back next week with all the Brighton games. Thanks to the Carton Horses and the owner Castro for welcoming us in here for post-match Pint today.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure to be
Oh,
here.
Home of the West Ham Metalheads, because Dan gets it wrong every week.
Well, what does he call it?
Well, I've never got it wrong.
Metalheads West Ham and
I've never got it
all
wrong.
sorts. It's West Ham Metalheads.
Crosshammers.com.
Crosshammers.com, yeah.
Helps if you remember, innit, Nick?
More
More
plugs.
plugs, yeah.
Yeah, more plugs. Yeah, go and check out all
More
the fan
plugs than
casts.
B&Q. This week.
Go and check out all the fan casts that we've just done. We'll be back again next week with all the follow-up to the Brighton game, and then after that, with the follow-up to the build-up to
Brighton.
build up to Brighton,
Fan
and
cams.
then build up to Tottenham the week after that before we go on an international break. And
good
I'm
fan
away for a
cams
little
today
while.
as well.
I'm going away for a little while.
Yeah, I know.
Where you off?
Not until after the Tottenham game, though, is
No,
it?
after the Tottenham game, I'll be
you've
away
still
for
got
a couple
two
of
more
months.
games
So.
to
Where you off?
I'm going to America, mate. Going to
When he goes, we can have a right party.
Yes.
Enjoy ourselves.
Graham back
we get
and
Graham. He can let his hair down with Nicky ain't here.
Yeah, going away.
He will
I'll
be
be
big.
away till early December, late November.
Man City home game,
Yeah, I
innit?
think I'll be back at the Man City home game. So check out all that stuff. I'll still be coming back with videos and stuff. I'm going to do a couple of bits in America. And I'm going to go and meet up with the Florida Hammers
Why not? Might as well while you're at it.
Why don't you do one
Go
on the
to
Tower of
Bishop there
Terror?
somewhere.
on the Tower of
Do a
Terror.
fan cam on the Tower of Terror with Ian Bishop.
Bishop's up there, and he's
Yeah, I'm going to have a little look around.
Is Joe
see what I
Cole
can
still
do.
there?
I think he is, mate. Yes.
Plays for the what they did? I can't remember the name of the team.
Orlando Pirates or something. Yeah.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it. 'Cause I don't think it's right.
Oh, no,
I
mate.
think,
Oh,
I
whoever
think
it
he's, I
is.
think he's Orlando
Miami
Pirates.
Vice.
I don't know. It ain't.
I don't know.
He plays in Florida anyway.
Plays for Wolverhampton, doesn't he?
Yeah, so go and check out all of that. Go and follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV, Twitter @West Ham Fan TV, all the social media that we never use. One thing left to say, boys. Happy Hammers.
Come on, you eyes.